This is part 2 of our demonstration where we attach a USB stick infected with SDBOT to a computer and attempt to infect the system. And this time, Abatis Host Integrity Tool, HDF, is turned on. Just like the previous time when we inserted the infected USB stick, we can see here that the file dns.exe, which is the malware executable extractor, tries to run and extract its malicious payload. Although it will eventually stop after a number of failed attempts, before this it tries repeatedly to write its payload to the local hard disk drive. We can see from the log file, however, that HDF is successful in stopping all 7 of SDBOT's attempts to deploy its payload. The log shows that each time dns.exe tried to write MSW DNS32exe, the malware execution body, to the Windows system folder, the operation was stopped by HDF, as signified by the code 1 in this column. This means that SDBOT was unable to write its payload to the local drive, and the computer was not infected. Malware always names its payload code similar to legitimate Windows executables to avoid user suspicion. So, as before, using the same settings, we will now run the standalone McAfee Stinger virus scanner. This time we can see that the completed scan shows the number of clean files to be 4,971, with no detected threats. This is because HDF was able to stop SDBOT from writing its malicious code to the local drive as we saw from the log file, thwarting the virus's attack at the source. For more information on Abatis HDF, please visit www.abatis-hdf.com. In this first part of our demonstration of the functionality of HDF, we are going to attempt to infect a Windows system with the virus SDBOT using a USB data stick while HDF is turned off. We'll use Process Explorer to keep an eye on the virus processes. Process Explorer is an advanced task manager type program from Microsoft that shows process creation as a green bar and process termination as a red bar. We'll also use McAfee Stinger, a standalone antivirus scanner which detects and appears to clean or delete the infection. We begin by verifying that HDF is turned off before inserting the infected USB stick into the computer. This is an all too familiar method of virus infection. Once the USB stick is inserted, the user is presented with a dialog box that has the Run Program option highlighted and OK primed as the default selection. Presented with this, most users would simply choose OK, as we will do here, and straight away, using Process Explorer, which is open in the background, we can see that a process called dns.exe starts, as shown by the green bars. dns.exe is the SDBOT virus extractor, and we can see that once running, it extracts a file called MSW DNS32exe, which is its malicious payload, and writes it to the Windows system folder. As soon as it has done so, it terminates itself, as shown by the red bar, which it does to confuse antivirus software and prevent security researchers reverse engineering its code. We can see that the process MSW DNS32exe is running, and if we look at the HDF log file, it has clearly recorded that it was dns.exe that has downloaded and written the binary MSW DNS32exe, as signified by the code 0 in this column, meaning HDF is turned off to allow the file write. Using a command shell, we should be able to check the existence of MSW DNS32exe as written to the disk. When we check for the file, however, the system tells us that it doesn't exist, even though we know from Process Explorer that it is running from this location. This strange behaviour is one of the tricks employed by SDBOT to evade detection and removal. Most viruses today exhibit this capability. Now we'll use McAfee's Stinger, which is a standalone antivirus program, to perform a scan for threats. We want McAfee's Stinger to find and remove SDBOT, so in the Preferences dialog we've chosen that Stinger should delete any viruses that it finds. When the scan completes, we can see that Stinger has found SDBOT by name in MSW DNS32XE and deleted it, reporting one infected file and one deleted file. Has Stinger really cleared the infection? We'll find out after a system restart. Here, after the system has been restarted, and perhaps unsurprisingly, we can see that SDBOT, which is process MSW DNS32XE, has survived both the reboot and the antivirus cleaning operation. In part 2, we'll carry out the same infection attempt, this time with HDF turned on, and we'll analyse how HDF protects the system from such malware attacks. For more information on Abatis HDF, please visit www.abatis-hdf.com.